So this is kind of an inside look at what my podcast is going to be like. I am so excited for this. I've literally been like wanting to do a podcast for so long. I know some of y'all who've been here since very early on know that I was going to start one, but things got a little crazy and that ended up not happening. So that's really fun. This is kind of like trailer. Okay. Think of it as a trailer version of Hannah's podcast. And I just need something from y'all before we get into this. I need brainstorming name ideas. Okay. I'm a creative person. I would say I am, but like I have absolutely zero idea of what our name should be. Just start brainstorming ideas for names in the comments if you would. That'd be a great help. I just want this podcast to honestly be like a big yap session where it just feels like you're talking to a friend. And so we'll cover like books, pop culture, stuff that I'm currently obsessed with because that changes on a weekly basis. A little bit of an introduction to me. I'm Hannah Kate. Things about me, I have a Bookstagram account with around 14,000 followers right now, which is insane to me. Don't know how that happened. On YouTube, we have right now it's about 6,500, I think, but we got to get that up, y'all. We got to get that up. I'm so excited for YouTube. It's honestly like one of my favorite platforms. It's the platform I started out on. It's where Hannah Kate began. And so I just want to build a strong community on here. Also on TikTok, but we don't do as well on there, sadly. And then also, of course, we got the reviewing websites. So I'm on Fable and Goodreads as well. And I want to get on Storygraph, but we aren't there yet. My best friend's been telling me to get on Storygraph for a while. I just haven't. Don't ask me why. I just haven't, okay? A little bit of a backstory as to why I started social media. So I've always been very introverted, okay? Very, very introverted. Um So y'all might be like very surprised by that because I'm not introverted on camera. And so the whole like starting a social media thing was very like scary to me. But I was in I was in public school for a big chunk of my education, and I was like debating starting a YouTube channel all of middle school basically. Like I was like I want to do it so bad, and I would like do all the research and stuff and then never start it. And then I ended up moving schools because I hated public school. It was an awful place for me. Oh my gosh, I hated that so much. But and then when I moved to my new private school, which is a very small school, I ended up starting a YouTube channel. And I would basically just post like lifestyle content, lots of vlogs, stuff like that. We did not grow fast at all. It was just somewhere, it was like a place for me to be fun and like have a fun time. And then I started posting on Instagram more, and that did not grow either. Like when I tell y'all, we were at a standstill for a good while. For like the first few months, we were at a big standstill. But I had no idea what I was posting. I was just posting random stuff like pop culture, random crap, talking about my life. And then I started reading books in January of 2024 with my best friend. Best decision I've ever made in my entire life. I started reviewing books on my channel, and that started that started getting more views than the rest of my stuff. And then on Instagram, I started getting more followers and more like interactions on my account from posting about books. And it was just so fun for me that in July of 2024, I started posting mainly about books on all of my accounts. And then one of my videos blew up on Instagram, and basically here we are now. So that's really, really, really fun. It's kind of crazy to think about, honestly. Um, we grew really quickly on Instagram. July was how many months ago now? I don't know, I can't count. But yeah, we grew really, really, really quickly on Instagram. I don't know why or how, like that was insane to me. And then on YouTube, I hit 1,000 and we started picking up the pace more and more. I really haven't found that traction over on TikTok. So if y'all want to check me out on TikTok, do that. But yeah, it was really odd to me that we were going so fast. And then I don't know, it was just crazy. That's like how we got to where we are now. Basically, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start a YouTube channel. And I did, and great decision because the community that we've had on all of my accounts has been so insanely awesome, so supportive. If I did not start reading books, I would not I probably would have not done social media as long as I have if I hadn't started reading books, which is crazy to think about because, like, I would be so different. Like, y'all don't even know me a year ago versus me now is a crazy difference. Like, everybody in my life has said that. They're like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Guys, I don't know. Who am I? Oh my gosh." No, but I'm so much more extroverted. I'm not an extrovert by any means, but I am much more talkative. I'm much more confident in myself, which is great. So yeah, that's a little bit of an introduction to me. Yeah. And then now we're just gonna talk because why not, y'all? Let's just talk. For those of you who are new here, on this channel, we love Lynn Painter, okay? Lynn Painter is number 1 on the authors list, okay? She's amazing. She's the queen of romance. She's awesome. If you can see back here, we have her stack of books, and then Puffball at the top. Puffball is from a book called Betting on You by Lynn Painter. Love him. Betting on You is my all-time favorite book ever, and that's a very common question, so I figured I'd just answer that and we can get that out of the way. Okay, so I need to talk about the books that I've been reading recently because like I'm literally dying. Like when I tell you like the books that I've been reading have been so good. I've read 3 books. I read a book today, a whole book in one day. I read a whole book yesterday, and then last week I read Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So we're going to start with that book. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is one of the most beautiful written books I've ever read. It is so good. Like I did not expect that from that book at all whatsoever. Okay, because I started reading it and I was reading it because my best friend Ava recommended it to me, and then my other best friend Emma, she bought it for me. And so I was like, okay, obviously I'm going to read this book. But it took me a while to get to it because it's supposed to be like really, really sad. And it was. Let me tell you, it was such a sad book, y'all. But I was not expecting the ending at all. Like everybody was telling me, like, oh, it's sad. Like prepare yourself because it is a sad book. And I was like, okay. Like I'm preparing myself, but like the whole thing was like it has like themes of loneliness, like depression, all that kind of stuff. And so I was reading the book, I was like, okay, this hasn't made me sad yet. Like I'm just reading it for the plot. Like this is really fun. And then we get to the end of the book where they like because the whole book it was basically just the main character, and then like halfway through the book we meet the love interest. And something about me is I will not read a book if it doesn't have a good love interest. Okay, if there's no romance plot, it's gonna be really, really, really difficult for me to read. So I was just getting through the book. I was like, when am I gonna meet the love interest? When am I gonna meet the love interest? Okay, we finally did. I love this guy so much, okay? They made me fall in love with their relationship so hard, so quickly in the last, like, third of the book. They made me literally, like, obsess over their relationship. And then at the very end, they tear them apart. Like, it was the worst possible ending that I could have asked for. Like, I would have rathered somebody just die. But no, nobody freaking, no, because, no, why would somebody die when you could make somebody just be sad instead. Like, it was honestly the most depressing ending to a book I think I've ever read, and I've read books where people just flat out die, okay? I've read those kinds of books. I don't even understand why you would do that to a person. Like, that was so insanely awful, and I was so sad, and it was, like, awful. I hated it, but, like, it was so good, but I hated it, okay? That's how books make me feel. Like, I love it so much. Like, no. Sad books are one of the best genre of books because, like, it makes you feel so much that you end up absolutely loving it, and then it's just like, okay, so I just sobbed at this book, but somehow it's currently one of my favorite books? Now let me get this straight. Like, what does that even mean? How does that even work? I'm so insanely confused by this because I don't like crying. Like, the thing about me, I hate crying so, so, so very much. I will do everything in my power not to cry. I love crying at books for some reason, which is really odd for me, but I think it's because, like, if a book can make me feel that much emotion, I know it's written well and I know it has such a good plot because, like, things don't make me cry. Like, I refuse to cry. So, yeah, that's Invisible Life of Addie LaRue for you. Like, it tears you apart, but I highly recommend. Everybody watching this should read Invisible Life of Addie LaRue if you haven't already because it literally, like, oh, it was so, so, so good. And to whoever told me that it literally, like, breaks you and then puts you back together, there was no putting back together anywhere in that book. Where was that part? Did I miss it or what happened with that? Because I did not see that at all, honey. There was no part of that that put me back together. Zero. Anyways, and so next book that I read this book all of yesterday. Oh my gosh, what is it called? I think it's called No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally. Okay, it's a murder mystery book. I was buddy reading it with my friend Ellie. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was because like the cover was just giving like every other murder mystery book. And so I was like, okay, like what's going to happen? The plot twist was freaking insane. Oh my gosh. It was actually like diabolical. I don't know how we got from point A to point B that quickly. It was a 240-page book, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, my brain was just like boggled." Okay, it was crazy. Okay, it was so insane. And the thing is, like, I can't even expand on that because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it. And it just recently came out, so like most people haven't read it, and I'm going insane. Like, my brain is going to explode from not being able to talk about this book. It was, like, crazy. This is how I'm explaining it to people. I'm like, think of, like, one of those, like, murder mystery, like, boxes that you can buy at Target in a book. Craziness. It was so good. And there was, like, 2 different mysteries that you were supposed to be figuring out. I got the first mystery, like, down pat. I guessed every single part of it. I was so proud of myself. I was like, I turned to my sister after I finished the book. I was like, I should be a detective. Because what do you mean I just, like, solved that entire thing? What do you mean I just solved that entire thing? Like, I was so good at that. And then the other mystery was, like, no one expected that at all. No one expected that. I don't even know how we got there. And then at the end, I was, like, glad. I was happy with the ending. And it was, like, it wasn't really necessarily a good ending, but it was, okay? Like, if I told you the ending, you'd be like, "Hannah, how is that a good ending at all?" And I'd be like, "Read the book and you'll find out because it's insane." It's insane. Like, you end up you end up loving a character, then you end up hating them. And you end up hating a character, and then you end up loving them. So crazy. And then today, I was like, okay, I just read a very sad book and then a murder mystery book. I need to get back into the whole rom-com scene, okay? So I was scrolling on TikTok and like somehow TikTok just like connects to my brain. And so they were like giving me all of these different book recommendation TikToks. And I saw this one. But I saw this one TikTok and it was like just like 2 sentences from a book. And I was immediately like, this is the book I want to read. And I was just like mentally like praying. I was like, please let this book be clean. Please let this book be clean. But like when I see a really cute clip on TikTok of a book, it's always a book that's like rated R. Because I'll look it up and be like, is this book clean? And they're like, no, this book is actually very spicy. I'm like, okay. And so I look this book up. It goes, it's clean, just like 2 kissing scenes. Oh, when I freaked out, I tell you, that was not correct grammar, but I don't even care. I got so excited, okay? It's called If We Say Goodbye. I don't know who the author is. She has a really confusing name, I think. But I got it off like an Ocean PDF. Don't tell anybody I did that, but like I did. Because I couldn't go like buy a book at the moment, and it also was not on Livy, which like rude anyways. But I started reading it. I read the entire book in like 4 hours. Not even joking. I don't know how long the book was. Actually, let's look it up. It's called If We Say Goodbye by Jasmine Little. How long is it? Page count. It's a 344-page book, and I think I read it in 4 hours. It was so good. Oh my gosh. But I started reading it, and the first page is a trigger warning page. I go, what am I about to get myself into? Because it has trigger warnings of like depression, death, grief. Oh, okay. Because like the author, I was on the author's page on TikTok, and she was posting about it. She was like, "Do you guys want it better than the movies? Like, or do you guys want it better than the movies? Like, book, like, that gives better than the movies vibes, and I went to the comments and they were like, it gives, like, such Lynn Painter vibes. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm like, Lynn Painter's books are never this tragic, okay? So I saw the first page, I was like, I'm scared, but I'm gonna read this book because I trust TikTok. And good thing I did trust TikTok because, oh my gosh, it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like, I could not put it down. When I tell you I could not put it down, oh my gosh. It was so good, and the love interest was amazing, and I wanted to read. She has another book out that's on Ocean PDF, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna read this one. I read the description for it. I went, immediately no. Immediately no, because is it a rom-com? Yes. But I was reading it and it was like, this, I think her name's like Margot's. Like, Margot's trying to find love for her sister, but like she's trying to keep her away from this guy because he's supposed to be like a bad boy. And so she's like doing all she can to stay away from this guy, but this guy has like commitment issues or whatever because he doesn't have love from anybody. And so when Margot starts giving him attention, he ends up falling in love with her. And then they fall in love with each other. This is literally in the description. They fall in love with each other. And then it goes, but he doesn't know that Margot's about to die. I gasped to myself while reading this description. I went, what? Oh my gosh. What do you mean? Like, there's no shot I'm reading an entire book just for the ending to be her dying. Like, I don't even know if she does die at the end, but I was not taking that chance because I just could not. I could not deal. I could not deal. I just need like a happy, fun book. And so I really want to find like a clean hockey romance to read next that I can read like tonight, that I'll read like fast. So we'll see what happens with that. But I was shocked by that. But anyways, so you get 3 recommendations from this little episode. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. There's No Place Left to Hide. Or I think it's just No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally. And then If We Say Goodbye by Jasmine Little. No, yes. If We Say Goodbye by Jasmine Little. Read those 3 books. They're all pretty short. They're so good. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. I have like had such good luck with books recently. I'm like so happy. The books that I've read this year have been so good and I'm so happy about it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so moving on. This is probably going to be a segment in all of the episodes that we do, but it's just like my current song obsession because when I tell you, it changes all the freaking time. But though my current song obsession, I've been obsessed about it for like a long time. Like, not even like it's been like a few weeks, but like it's been the longest I've ever had a song obsession, really, if I really think about it. Sally When the Wine Runs Out by Role Model. I know those who follow me on any of my social medias are like, okay, Hannah, we get it. Like, you're obsessed with the song because they know I post about it so much. But it's so good. And honestly, his whole album, his new album, like, I think his whole new album, Kansas Anymore, it's a no skip album, and like I'm very particular about my music, so like when I say it's a no skip album, I mean it's a no skip album. Like, some people will be like, "Oh my gosh, like Speak Now." Speak Now is my favorite Taylor Swift album. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I know, right? It's like such a no skip album." I skip songs on that album. Okay, I can't do it. I can't listen to that whole album without skipping any songs. But I'm telling you, with Kansas Anymore, oh, I literally skipped 0 songs in that album because they're all so good. Like, they all bring such different vibes, but also the same vibe. And what I find with a lot of artists is that their vibe between like their upbeat songs and their slower songs are so different. And like, I end up not liking their slower songs just because like that's not really my speed. I don't listen to music for it to be slow. I want it to be like fast paced and like fun to sing and dance to. Um, so I was listening, the first song I've ever heard by Role Model was Sally When the Wine Runs Out. And so obviously I was dancing to that for like ever. And then I was like, I should listen to his whole album. And I started listening to it and I was like, okay, so these songs are kind of slow. And I didn't really give it a chance. And then I was really bored. And so I just turned on the album and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, a lot of the songs on that album are slower, but the vibe is exactly the same. Like, they're all so like fun and like, just, I don't know, just like fun. Because even though like the lyrics are pretty like some of the lyrics are kind of sad, but the song is just so good. And I don't know if it's just because I'm obsessed with Role Model right now or what, but like that's freaking album. It's so good. Also, oh my gosh, have y'all seen the lineup for Lollapalooza? If you don't know what Lollapalooza is, it's a music festival. It's in Chicago. The lineup this year is so freaking good. My sister texted it to me today. She was like, "Hannah, look at the lineup for Lala." I was like, "Oh my gosh," because girl, it has Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter. Um, let me think. Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, Gracie Abrams. There was another person on there that I wanted to see. It has Role Model, Wallows, um, Wave to Earth. So many good people. Doechii. Oh my gosh, Doechii. Tyler, the Creator? Hello? Like, are we being so for real? I need to be there. So many good people. Like, I cannot wait. When I tell you I need to be there. Like, if I'm not in Chicago during Lollapalooza, you're not gonna hear from me. Like, I'll literally like disintegrate. I'll be so upset if I'm not there. Because when I tell you I've been trying to get tickets to I tried to get tickets to Olivia, I tried to get tickets to Sabrina, Gracie, and Role Model. And I got 0 tickets from any of them. Oh my 0. Literally 0 tickets from any of those people. And so, what do you mean they're all gonna be at the same place? And I could get tickets. Oh my gosh. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. It has to. It has to. Oh my gosh. I'm sweating. It's really, really, really hot in here. Anyways, so also, speaking of like going on trips and stuff, I'm going on a birthday trip this year because it's my 16th birthday. And so I'm going to my favorite place in the entire world, Seaside, Florida. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. But they have the cutest little bookstore there. It's called Sundog Books. Oh my gosh. So cute. It's like a little like local bookstore, and that's where I got The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, so it has like very special memories to me. And it's just like so fun to be there cuz like it's not even that big, but I could stay in there and stare at the same 3 books forever trying to decide which one. I think I was in there for like almost 2 hours last time. Which, like, is a regular occurrence for me because if you leave me in a Barnes& and Noble and just, like, leave, I will never come out, okay? I could stay in a Barnes& and Noble forever! Forever. Oh my gosh. Imagine doing, like, a 24-hour reading challenge in a Barnes& and Noble. Somebody needs to do that. Somebody hit up one of the freaking massive book creators and be like, "Rent out a Barnes& and Noble and just read." I'm a genius. Hello? Hello? Oh my gosh, that'd be, like, so fun. Imagine renting out a whole Barnes& and Noble. That'd be awesome. Take me home. Honestly, I need to talk about Instagram for a little bit because, like, Instagram is just like my favorite place to be at this point. Like, I love YouTube, do not get me wrong. Like, I love the platform on here, but it's so difficult building a community on YouTube. I feel like maybe I'm just like doing it wrong. Somebody tell me if I am. But like the Instagram community, like I have friends on there that I just like love talking to. And so like I'll post something and they'll be commenting on it. I'm literally having a conversation with all of my best friends. And like don't even get me started on the lives over on Instagram. Like it's literally like a group chat. It's like a group chat FaceTime. It's so fun. Oh my gosh. I love going live over there. It's so fun. Hello. Hello. And so sometimes people like tag me in like random stuff and I get so excited. Like I always check my tags and mentions like probably just like once a day because I really don't get tagged in much stuff. But it's honestly one of my favorite parts of the entire day because if I see something that somebody tagged me in and it's just like literally just like my username and they'll tag me in it and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you thought of me when you saw this." Like, "Hello, that's so cool." Or my favorite thing ever is when I go to my tags and mentions and it's a post that's like dedicated to not like to me, but like to certain book creators and I get tagged in it as well because like I'm in it. Oh, my favorite thing ever. Oh, it's so cool. There was like a week where so many people did that and it was so fun. Like it's so cool to know that other people know of you. Like I don't think anybody will I personally will never get over that feeling where it's like everybody's just like Like, people from around the world know who I am. That's insane to me, but also, like, here's the thing with Instagram is that I know I'm talking to other people on the other side of the screen, but then, like, I'll get up in front of actual people, like, face to face, I shut down. Like, not joking with you when I say I literally shut down. And it's so strange to me because, like, I cannot talk to people. Like, I can talk to, like, a few people at a time, but, like, if I get up on stage, I freeze and I start crying. Like, not even joking with you, I cannot do it. And so like, my friends will be like, "Hannah, why, like, can't you, like, go up on stage at, like, youth group?" I'm like, "Do you know how many people there are there?" And then they'll be like, "You have 14,000 followers and you post for them." I'm like, "That's different, okay? They can't give me an immediate reaction, okay? I can't see their faces. I don't know how they're reacting to people." Because something about me is, like, I can read people very well. Very well. I can read people very well, and I have a very good intuition about, like, how people are actually, like how people actually act, like, their actual personality, not their fake ones that they let on. Um, and so, like, I can tell when somebody's like, "This girl is so freaking stupid, like, get away from me." And, like, is part of that me thinking that everybody's judging me? Yes, because I am a very judgmental person. Not of other people mostly, just, like, of myself most of the time, and so, like, I always think people are judging me the same way I'm judging me. But, like, online, I do not care, which is so fun. It's such a fun feeling because me a year ago would not have done anything that I do now. Um, but I've started posting, like, reels and stuff of me just, like, dancing, which I would never do. Like, talk to me, like, a month ago, I would never do that, but I'm so much more confident and, like, comfortable in myself and on my social media presence. It's so fun. So when people actually show that they appreciate that, it's the most fun feeling ever. Like, I can't even begin to explain it. And don't even get me started on the freaking edits. I don't have a lot of edits. I don't have a lot of edits at all because I'm still very small. But, like, I'm a very small social media creator, obviously. But the edits are so cool to see because I know how long it takes to edit things. Like, I have a lot of editor friends because they're awesome and editors are so cool. But when I see one, I'm like, there's no shot somebody put the time into that to, like, look at me for that long. And it's so cool, okay? So I just needed to end this little, like, episode trailer thing with that because it's honestly the coolest feeling ever, and the only reason I'm still on social media is because of my platforms on YouTube and on Instagram, a lot on Instagram because they're just, like, the most supportive people ever, and I love all of them so much. So I wanted to say thank you to all of the editors and thank you to all of my followers because y'all are amazing and you're so supportive and the sweetest people ever. And I hope I get to meet all of you one day. So thank you so very much. And don't forget to brainstorm name ideas or else we're not going to have a freaking podcast, okay? If you don't start brainstorming ideas, the podcast gets shut down, okay? Just saying. It's up to you guys. Either give me some brainstorming ideas for names or you don't get a podcast. And a lot of you have been asking for a podcast. So you take some, you win some, you lose some. Either comment or say goodbye. Say goodbye. I'm kidding. Not really, because I have zero idea. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Soon, hopefully, we'll say thank you so much for listening because we'll be on Spotify. Everybody cross your fingers. And go subscribe to me on this channel. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Guys, show some love on TikTok, please, or else I'm literally gonna, like, take the freaking channel down on TikTok. I hate TikTok. Um, I'm not actually gonna do that, don't worry. And then go follow me on Fable and Pinterest to see my reviews and some cutesy photos and inspiration for outfits and stuff on Pinterest. And have the best day ever. Go read some more books. Don't forget the 3 books I recommended you. Those are all so, so, so good. And just have the best day ever. I love you so much.